Welcome back everybody to LBS Response to episode number 33. And yeah guys, I've got a quick LBS response to today. With everything going on in the world, I've got a pretty short amount of time right now. Had to film some other stuff, so figured I would make this a short video. I think this is the one video that again I can kind of, not necessarily cut corners on, but definitely, if I have to make it a couple minutes short, I definitely can. So let's get into it guys. We have a couple questions here that I'll be going over. We have from Mac Yuri Hero. He says, do you like Lego's 501st Trooper? He thinks it's kind of ugly. He prefers the other phase 2 troopers they made. I personally don't really see a difference. I think the 501st Trooper, I get where you're coming from on that, but definitely the 212th Trooper I think is the best out of all of them. With the battle damage, I think for some reason, like when you're basing the actual episode 3 versions and the Clone Wars versions, that difference there is pretty, it's not as subtle as you may think. It's definitely noticeable. I definitely get where you're coming from, but for what it is though, I like Lego's 501st Trooper. Of course, stuff like AV figures, Clone Army customs, are better in my opinion, but you're paying, I guess at this point, almost the same price. But if Lego were to make them in a set, more available, of course Lego's 501st Troopers would be, a fraction of the price. So there's pretty much my answer to that. And then we have Oliver that asked another question. Thanks for answering my questions last week. You're welcome, man. For the question for this week, what Nintendo license sets do you want to see the most? Gave some examples there, and if so, why? I think out of every single Nintendo license, I think some Mario Kart, some actual Mario Kart sets would be pretty cool. Kind of like do it like Speed Champions, release like little Mario Kart, karts, and have actual tracks and everything. And I think that would be kind of what I'm most excited for if they were to go that route. From what we got right now so far with Lego Mario, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Doesn't really look, too cool. Doesn't really pique my interest all that much. But there's pretty much that, guys. We have Sue B. He says, or she says, my bad. Just a question from the other video. Where do you get all of your Lego battle droids? Out of the 450 or so I had, probably about 200 of those are from actual sets if you really look at it, and then the other 250 are definitely from mostly eBay in my case, but Bricklink is also another choice, and then also just from other people have sold me their collections or their droids over the years. But definitely most of the, probably 2/3 of it is definitely from online resellers or resellers, I guess. So there is that. We have Anakin Production Lego says, what is your favorite Lego Big Fig? To an extent, I gotta say the Wampa, but if we're going bigger than that, if you guys classify as a Big Fig or not, probably the Rancor, I think in general. The Rancor is the best looking, Lego Star Wars, bigger figure. In that case, that's what I think so, at least that's my opinion. So there's the answer to that, guys. We have Aiden Watson says, what is your favorite minifigure excluding clones? If we're going Star Wars, it's got to be Episode 3, Palpatine Arrest Anakin. I've gone over that in other videos, but if you guys haven't already heard of that, that is my favorite figure, or favorite Star Wars figure that is not a clone trooper. And even then, I got to put that even above clone troopers. I genuinely like that Anakin even more than these, than the clone troopers. So there's that, guys. Then let's move on to Interlock. He says, minifigures or sets? I know I answered this a while ago, at least, which do I look more into as I'm buying a set? And in the case I said in that video, I think I said set. I'm not going to pay, $60 for a set if I only like the minifigures. I'd rather go on Bricklink and, buy the minifigures for $20 total and not spend the whole $60. In my case, what makes a perfect set is the set itself being good and at least half the minifigures being, ideal. If not, I'll just buy them separate. There's no point in paying retail for a set when, 10 days after it releases, you can buy the set for half the price or you can buy the minifigure for half the price. And if you only want one or the other, then there you go. And I don't really buy that many sets for full retail these days. If it's really something to treat myself or something, from, the Lego store where it's kind of needed, that's pretty much all I do at that point. For that. And then we have from Click Bricks. He says, favorite color in Lego, I probably got to give it to dark red. And even in general, in real life, I probably, it's a toss of either light gray, white, or even dark red itself, or, maroon in real life. I think those are definitely my favorite colors, in real life and in Lego. So that's pretty much all for this video, guys. Just a short LBS response to next week should be getting back to normal. Again, I'm pretty time crunched right now. I have to get some other stuff done and go do some other stuff right now involving family. So I've got some time crunch, it's just pretty much all that. So I apologize for a short video, guys. Leave a question down below. I know I missed a couple questions in there. If you guys notice I missed yours, leave it down below for next week and I will definitely answer it then. So I'll thank you guys all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone stay safe and see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Say 5% off on your next LEGO purchase. Be sure to use code LIFEBRICK. That's capital L-I-F-E BRICK at republicbricks.com for 5% off your next order. We'll pretty much pay for your shipping or get you a couple dollars off. They sell old LEGO minifigures, sets, mystery boxes, and more. I've got a couple of videos on my channel showing the products, so be sure to use code LIFEBRICK on your next order for 5%.